Did you hear what happened last night? A 71-year-old man went to bed after a quiet evening with his family. No signs of illness. No complaints. Just a normal dinner, a goodnight kiss, and then silence. The next morning, he never woke up. His family was shocked. He had seemed perfectly fine the night before. As someone who has worked with older adults for over a decade, I can tell you this kind of silent passing is far more common than most people realize. And no, it's not always random or unavoidable. Sometimes, the most routine habits, especially the ones we do at night, carry hidden risks we never think twice about. What if I told you that the way you go to bed tonight could silently decide how you wake up tomorrow, or if you wake up at all? The truth is, after age 70, your body becomes more sensitive to things you used to brush off. Your heart, your circulation, your digestion, even your sleep patterns, they all change. And bedtime, the moment we're supposed to be resting and recovering, can actually become the most dangerous part of your day if you're not careful. In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 common nighttime habits that seem harmless but are quietly harming thousands of seniors every year. These habits increase your risk of strokes, heart attacks, poor oxygen flow, and even sudden death in your sleep. I've seen it firsthand in hospitals and heard it in the voices of grieving families who always say the same thing. He was fine the night before. That's why this isn't just another health tip, it's a wake-up call. And here's the part you really can't miss. The 4th habit is something almost every senior I know does without thinking, yet it may be the most dangerous of all. So please, stay with me until the end, because the next few minutes might change the way you sleep and how long you stay healthy. And if you're already feeling that little voice in your gut saying, "This could be me," hit the like button to let me know you're here. Drop a comment with your age or someone you're watching this for, so I know who I'm helping. And subscribe with the bell on so you never miss videos like this one. Now, let's begin with the very first bedtime habit, eating too late at night. It might sound innocent, even comforting, but after 70, this single mistake could be silently overworking your heart, disrupting your sleep, and setting the stage for something much worse. Let's take a closer look. Habit 1. Eating too late or too heavily before bed. Let's start with one of the most common yet underestimated mistakes that many seniors make every night, eating too late or too heavily before bed. It might seem harmless, maybe even comforting. After all, you've probably done it for years without a second thought. A hearty dinner, a late-night snack, maybe something indulgent while watching TV. But here's the reality. Once you're over 70, the way your body processes food changes dramatically. Your metabolism slows down, your digestive system becomes less efficient, and your body takes longer to break down what you eat. So while that late dinner may have been fine in your 40s, now it could be silently sabotaging your sleep, overloading your heart, and raising your risk of serious nighttime complications. Think about it. When you eat a large or heavy meal before lying down, your body shifts from recovery mode to digestion mode. Instead of lowering your heart rate and relaxing into deep, restorative sleep, your system stays active. Your stomach produces more acid, your intestines keep working overtime, and your heart remains slightly elevated when it should be slowing down. This not only leads to restless sleep, but it can also spike blood pressure and trigger acid reflux, both of which are dangerous in older adults, especially overnight. And here's the worst part. Many seniors don't even realize that waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. with heartburn, shortness of breath, or a racing heart could be linked to their dinner timing. Over time, this can turn into chronic acid reflux or GERD, which damages the esophagus, increases the risk of aspiration, and in extreme cases, contributes to pneumonia, a serious and often deadly infection in the elderly. One of my patients, a 75-year-old gentleman, had no idea his midnight sandwich habit was causing his nightly coughing spells and morning fatigue. Once we shifted his meals earlier and lighter, his sleep and his heart began to stabilize. Studies have also shown that late-night meals can interfere with blood sugar control, especially in people with diabetes or prediabetes. Glucose levels tend to stay elevated when you eat before bed, increasing your risk of insulin resistance, inflammation, and overnight cardiovascular events. So what should you do instead? Try finishing your last full meal at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Give your body time to digest while you're still upright and active. If you absolutely need a snack, opt for something light and easy to process, like a small piece of fruit, a few almonds, or a warm cup of herbal tea. These promote relaxation without overstimulating digestion. As we age, small adjustments like this become powerful tools. You're not just eating earlier, you're protecting your heart, your sleep, and quite possibly your life. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you thought about the timing of your dinner as a health decision? If it's been a while, tonight might be the perfect time to start. Because the next habit we're about to cover is even more deceptive. It's something most people believe is healthy, but done wrong, it can be just as dangerous. Let's talk about hydration and why drinking too much water before bed could quietly be putting you at risk. White heavy checkmark habit 2. Drinking too much water before bed. Now, let's move into a habit that almost always gets overlooked because it sounds like the right thing to do. Drinking enough water. We all know how important hydration is, especially as we age. It supports kidney function, keeps joints lubricated, helps regulate body temperature, and more. But here's the surprising truth. Drinking too much water before bed, especially after age 70, can quietly put your safety and your sleep at serious risk. I've seen it time and time again. Seniors come into my clinic exhausted, anxious, or dealing with frequent falls, and when I ask about their nighttime habits, one detail often comes up. They drink a big glass of water, tea, or even juice right before bed. Why? Because they were told to stay hydrated. But after 70, your bladder isn't what it used to be. The muscles weaken. The signal to go becomes more urgent. And your kidneys don't slow down their work just because you're trying to rest. That means you're more likely to wake up 1, 2, sometimes 3 times a night with an urgent need to use the bathroom. And here's where things get dangerous. When you sit up quickly in the dark, your blood pressure may not catch up, leading to dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting. This condition, known as postural hypotension, is one of the most common causes of nighttime falls in older adults. I've met patients who've broken hips, suffered head injuries, or ended up hospitalized, all because of a simple bathroom trip gone wrong. But that's not all. Frequent nighttime urination, or nocturia, interrupts your deep sleep cycles. Every time you turn on the light, walk to the bathroom, and return to bed, your brain gets tricked into thinking it's morning. This disrupts melatonin production, the hormone that helps your body enter deep, restorative sleep. And poor sleep over time doesn't just mean tired mornings. It weakens your immune system, elevates blood pressure, and contributes to cognitive decline. In fact, studies now link chronic sleep disruption to a higher risk of dementia, especially in adults over 65. So what's the smarter approach? Front-load your hydration. Drink most of your fluids earlier in the day. Try tapering off by late afternoon, and in the evening, take only small sips if needed. Be cautious with caffeinated beverages like coffee or green tea, especially after 3 p.m., as they act as diuretics and worsen the problem. Don't forget that fluids also hide in foods, soups, juicy fruits, and even some medications can contribute to nighttime urgency. Pay attention to your body and adjust as needed. And if you're someone who's waking up at night to use the restroom more than once, this small shift might be life-changing. It's not about denying your body what it needs. It's about giving it what it needs at the right time. Because in the dark, when you're half asleep and groggy, even one misstep can change everything. So ask yourself tonight, are you hydrating for health or hydrating at the wrong time? Up next, we're diving into another habit that sounds comforting but may quietly be straining your heart while you sleep: the temperature of your bedroom. Let's talk about why sleeping in a room that's too warm might actually be putting your health at risk. Habit 3. Sleeping in a room that's too warm. Let's talk about something that feels comforting but could quietly be hurting you every single night. Sleeping in a room that's too warm. For many older adults, warmth equals safety. A cozy bedroom, a thick blanket, maybe the thermostat turned up a few notches. These are the things we reach for, especially as we age and our bodies seem to chill more easily. But here's what most people over 70 don't realize. When your bedroom is too warm at night, it doesn't just make you a little sweaty. It can actually interfere with your heart, your brain, and your body's ability to sleep deeply and heal. As someone who's worked with aging patients for over a decade, I can tell you this is one of the most overlooked health saboteurs in senior life. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally lose some of their ability to regulate internal temperature. The sweat glands don't function as efficiently. Circulation slows down. That means even a slight increase in temperature, especially under thick blankets or in a poorly ventilated room, can cause your core body temperature to stay too high, forcing your heart to work overtime just to cool you down. This elevated cardiovascular strain at night is especially risky for anyone with high blood pressure, heart disease, or circulation issues. In fact, Studies show that older adults who sleep in consistently warm rooms are more likely to experience elevated heart rate, dehydration, and even blood thickening overnight, which raises the risk of clots, strokes, or nighttime cardiac events. I once had a patient, 74-year-old Frank, who couldn't understand why he kept waking up drenched in sweat and feeling more tired in the morning than the night before. We discovered his thermostat was set to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and he was sleeping under heavy fleece blankets. Once we adjusted his environment, lowered the room temperature, and swapped the blankets for breathable cotton, his sleep quality dramatically improved. And it's not just the heart. Overheating disrupts melatonin production, shortens your deep sleep cycles, and can leave you tossing, turning, and waking up unrefreshed. On the flip side, cooler environments support better circulation, stabilize core temperature, and cue your body to enter those critical restorative stages of sleep. The ideal sleeping temperature? Most experts agree, somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. If that feels too chilly for you, layer with moisture-wicking fabrics and use breathable bedding instead of heavy, heat-trapping materials. You can also crack open a window, use a fan, or invest in an air circulator. These simple changes can make a world of difference. A cooler room isn't about comfort. It's about protecting your heart, your sleep quality, and your brain function. So before you tuck in tonight, ask yourself, am I warming my body, or am I silently overworking it in the dark? Because the next habit we need to talk about is just as common, but even more dangerous. It's not what you eat or drink or the room you sleep in. It's how you position your body every night. And the wrong sleeping position could quietly be reducing your oxygen, stressing your heart, and increasing your risk of sudden complications. Let's take a closer look at why your favorite sleep position might be putting your life at risk. Habit 4. Sleeping in the wrong position. Now that we've explored how room temperature can affect your heart while you sleep, let's talk about something even more intimate, your sleeping position. Most people don't give it a second thought. You lie down the way you've always done, on your back, curled up, maybe slightly twisted to one side, and drift off. But after age 70, the way your body rests at night plays a much bigger role in your health than you might think. As a health professional who's worked closely with seniors for over a decade, I can tell you this. Your favorite sleeping position might be silently straining your heart, limiting your oxygen, and putting unnecessary pressure on key systems in your body. Let me explain. As we age, our muscle tone changes, our lung capacity naturally decreases, and circulation efficiency declines. When you sleep in the wrong position for hours, especially on your back, gravity causes your tongue and soft tissues in the throat to collapse backward, partially blocking your airway. This leads to snoring at best and sleep apnea at worst, a dangerous condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during the night without you even knowing. One of my older patients, Robert, had always been a back sleeper. His wife started noticing he'd stop breathing for seconds at a time, then suddenly gasp. He brushed it off as snoring, but he was actually suffering from undiagnosed sleep apnea, caused in large part by his sleep posture. And this matters more than many realize, because untreated sleep apnea is directly linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, cognitive decline, and even sudden cardiac death. Now, even if you don't have full-blown apnea, sleeping flat on your back still reduces oxygen flow and can increase pressure on the heart. On the other hand, sleeping on your right side may not be the best alternative either. It can compress major veins and slightly burden your heart's ability to circulate blood, particularly in people with congestive heart issues. So what's the safest and healthiest position? Most sleep experts agree, the left side. Sleeping on your left side allows the heart to pump more easily, improves circulation, and can even aid digestion by keeping stomach acid where it belongs. If you deal with acid reflux, this simple shift can make a huge difference. To help stay in that position throughout the night, try using a body pillow behind your back or placing a pillow between your knees for spinal alignment and hip comfort. Even slightly elevating your head with a firm, supportive pillow can open your airways and reduce nighttime breathing disruptions. These adjustments might sound small, but for aging bodies, they're powerful. You're not just getting more comfortable, you're reducing your risk of stroke, cardiac strain, and oxygen deprivation while you sleep. So before you close your eyes tonight, take a moment to consider how you're lying. Because sometimes, saving your life starts with something as simple as turning to your side. And if you found any part of this video valuable, if you learned something you didn't know before, let me know by dropping the word position in the comments below. Hit the like button if you've ever woken up sore, breathless, or exhausted after a full night's sleep. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more life-saving tips just like this. Now, let's wrap everything up with a final reflection and a gentle challenge for you tonight that might change everything. So now that we've uncovered these 4 bedtime habits, let's pause for a moment and really reflect. Eating too late at night, drinking too much water before bed, sleeping in a room that's too warm, and lying in a position that silently disrupts your breathing, circulation, and heart. On their own, these might seem small, harmless even, habits you've lived with for decades without much trouble. But after 70, your body speaks a different language. It reacts differently. It recovers slower. And sometimes, it doesn't give second chances. I've seen it too many times in my line of work. Patients who didn't know that something as simple as their dinner timing or room temperature could become the tipping point between restful sleep and a 2 a.m. emergency. That's why I believe that awareness is power. You don't need to fear aging. You just need to work with your body, not against it. And it starts with tiny changes, made consistently. So here's my gentle challenge to you. Tonight, choose one habit from this video and change it. Maybe it's moving your dinner up by an hour. Maybe it's switching out your heavy blanket for something lighter. Or maybe, just maybe, it's turning off the light, lying on your left side, and giving your heart and lungs a little more room to rest. That one shift, done mindfully, not out of fear but out of wisdom, could be the beginning of a whole new season of better sleep, better mornings, and better health. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself. If someone you love is over 60, send this video to them. It could be the conversation that protects their tomorrow. And before you go, I want to hear from you. Speech balloon, what bedtime habit surprised you the most today? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every one of them. Your story could inspire someone else to make a change. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Please hit that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of content matters. Bell, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a simple truth that might save your life or someone else's. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You've taken a powerful step by learning, reflecting, and now changing. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, sleep well, stay safe, and take good care of that incredible body of yours.